The champ sitting here with LE, it's man, it's a free-for-all. We just want to put a Suzuki in a winner's circle, and I know for me, it wants to be my team.
Why do you think there is so much trash talking going on right now?
Well, it's funny. It actually always was there. You guys are seeing more of it, obviously, but this trash talking, I mean, people have no idea about Matt Smith and Sean Gann. You know, that's a whole awesome, you got Housewives of Beverly Hills. Girlfriend, let me tell you something. It was awesome out here, and it revolves around Angie. So that's a whole nother deal, But then you got the Hector and his Puerto Rican coffee. He's trying to get me hyped up and say something that I'll regret. I think at the end of the day, it's always been here. We're riding motorcycles. We want to win. It's about money and fame, and even when the money's not there, the fame still is. So it's the fame is pride, and everybody wants to win. It's a reality.
All right, Steve, thank you.
And the other object of some of those conversations just finished his second qualifying run. That's Jerry Savoie. Didn't move up, stayed 11th. But Michael Ray did. It was able to move up from 10th up to 8th. And you saw that Ellie Tonglet was in between two. I'm just kind of taking that in between Hector and Steve Johnson. There he is. He ran earlier.
I'm still trying to figure out what the heck Steve Johnson was saying.
Yeah, well, but isn't that always true?
Pretty much. I understood kind of the end about
Did you get
winning
the pacifier
and fame
thing?
And money and of course, I saw the pacifier thing. And,
I'm still intrigued about the coffee reference, though. Yeah. Nobody answered that.
Yeah, Steve Johnson doesn't need any coffee, much less Puerto Rican coffee.
Well, here comes Sean Gann. He's on the Buell. Angie Smith also on a Buell over on the other side. Angie, man, she went a 008 red in the first round at Charlotte, going up against Arana Jr.
Did you hear about this thing with Sean Gann? Rumors, top fuel?
You're kidding me.
No, absolutely not.
Antron made it work.
Antron did. Sean Gann could do it too. He's kind of got that mentality. Yeah, the question is with who and where, but it's out there. The rumor mill's running wild about
so
Sean
you're just
Gann
laying it out. You don't have anything to.
I talked to him right now, but as you notice, he's a bit busy.
Well, get down there. Angie was 7th and Sean was 10th, and that's where they're going to stay. No improvement there. So we've only seen Michael Ray with an improvement in this qualifying session, the second session for Pro Stock Motorcycle.
Jerry Savoie, this weekend there's a lot of trash talking going on. The guys are getting animated. What's your plan for the weekend?
Just to come out here and do the best that we can do. We've been laying low as far as the trash talking. If it continues and they want to get into that, we can do a little bit of that also. But no, just come out here and do the best that we can do, and that's about it. I don't have really much to say.
And here we're in qualifying. What do you have to do before we get into the actual rounds this weekend? What kind of work has to go on?
Well, we're kind of struggling on the back half. And it's up to Mark Pizer and the team to really get it together and try to find out what's wrong with this bike. It's found in Charlotte. It was actually laying over on the left side. We straightened that out. The last pass was very straight, but we had a bad 60 foot. So we'll go back into the computer and tomorrow come out and do it again. And thanks to full throttle, we have plenty of energy.
All right, go finish that drink. Thanks.
And Chip Ellis, Hector Arana Jr., both on Buells, and no improvement for either one.
Chip Ellis made a nice run, though. 105 60 foot and went 690 laps time. He ran 689 in the first session. I think he'll be very happy with that run in these particular conditions.
And Junior, 691, 690 both times out. His bike is at least consistent.
Well, coming up in this next pair, I really want to keep a close eye here on Matt Smith, because as you know, sometimes he doesn't show a lot of emotion, but in talking with him today, he was as animated and as excited about the opportunity facing him here today, because they tested a brand new motor at Charlotte on Monday, had great success with it. He said the track conditions, the air conditions were much worse than what they raced on Sunday, and yet the results on the two passes he made were significantly better. He was second in the first round of qualifying today. He is really pumped up about the chances with this new power plant.
Well, he had his best race in the last 5 on the tour with a semifinal finish at Charlotte, racing Karen Stoper.
He's been running well, been getting those good 60 foot times, getting that good launch, and it's all about getting the set of him. Boy, this session, when keeps on. We've been seeing hit or miss from a lot of people. 106 for both riders, a good 60-foot time. Let's see what they can do at the finish.
Holy cow.
Yeah, 688, 689, fourth and second. By the way, talking before we go to Jamie and Sean Gann, I asked Antron Brown about Karen and the red lights. Remember, she went red in the final last week. And he said she's too busy. She's thinking too many things. She needs to get a routine, stay with it. So I thought that was an interesting observation. Back to the top end, Jamie.
And Sean Gann, we've heard rumors that there's a chance that you might be stepping up to the Nitro ranks. Can you shed any light on that?
I'm trying to do that. That's all of my efforts. And at the time, I don't want to jinx my program, so I don't want to jump into it like that. But yes, it's coming.
Who with? Can you tell us any of the details?
Scott Palmer.
All right, good luck.
Hey, Paul, it's Scott Palmer.
Yeah. Wow.
Breaking news.
That's such a great answer when you get it from racers. What are you doing next year? Oh, I got a big program, enormous program, but I can't tell anybody about it. But he laid Scott Palmer out there.
Right now we got the Harley Davidson on the line. Eddie Krawiec and Andrew Hines, and we talk about all the trash talking. I like Eddie Krawiec's response, hey, we got to do our talking on the track, and really they do, because all the competitors say, hey, the Harleys, it's theirs to lose, so that's what their competitors are doing. Try to take them out of their game. Right now, Eddie Krawiec, he's definitely been on his game.
And I'm looking to see if Andrew Hines bounces back.
Yeah, there he
does. I
does.
think he has. A couple of great runs by both of them there. But Andrew, you know, he said last weekend that he, as a rider, was just totally out of sync. And he was kind of scratching his head about it. So they decided that they would do some testing on Monday. Made 5 runs, said we got dialed back in and close to Eddie's bike. And he said we hit a home run on our last run of that test session at 686. He had a lot more confidence coming into this weekend than he had a week ago when we started the countdown to the championship.
Well, you saw that it paid off there, and Matt Hines was even happy back on the starting line. Let's show you the points Pro Stock Motorcycle as they stand right now, with Eddie Krawiec #1 and Karen Stouffer just 66 back. That's still well within reach.
Eddie Krawiec, I know your confidence is a little higher coming into this weekend. After 2 rounds of qualifying now, do you feel more prepared?
Oh, absolutely. I felt prepared coming into here no matter what. You know, I got a great motorcycle under me. This Harley Davidson's running awesome down track, and just really glad that we got both bikes running good. You know, it's been a long time since we've had 2 Harley Davidsons lined up side by side as the last pair going down a track here in qualifying. So that's probably the most exciting thing for this team right now, and just great momentum that me and my teammate can go out there and lay down the law.
How much does that confidence and having that momentum help you?
Oh, tremendously, obviously. When you know you have a great motorcycle and you're going out there race day or throughout qualifying, you know you have a good motorcycle under you. That helps a ton. So, you know, it's just take it 1 round at a time and make good laps. That's my plan this weekend.
All right, thank you.
Stat guy.
Tell you, Eddie Krawiec became the 9th rider in the history of Pro Stock Motorcycle to have 10 or more race wins. And when you think about that stat, guys, you think about the fact that Dave Schultz, John Myers, Matt Hines, Angel so dominated that those racers had so many wins. The fact that Eddie with 10 is the 9th guy is pretty amazing. So few have won that many races in the class.
And let's go back up to the top end, Jamie.
The testing really paid off.
Now he's talking with Andrew.
I'm going to talk to Andrew Hines in just a second, right?
That's what we did the first 3 runs of testing. So we were able to figure it out. We swapped bullets on Monday, testing between runs. Hats off to my crew guys. We did a 55-minute swap on Monday at the Monday Nationals. So, but Matt's got a handle on his clutch now. He knows what he's looking at on the data. He's doing a great job. This thing kicked me in the pants on that run and just freaking rocketed it out of there. That was an awesome run, Alan.
Guest appearance there with Alan Reinhardt.
Fired up driver there.
Get to talk on the PA a little bit.
You can tell that Andrew is really feeling his oats. I mean, he was a head case last weekend in Charlotte, and it's a whole different Andrew that we're seeing this weekend here in Texas.
Do you think that a lot of that trash talk may have gotten to Andrew? Because when I talked to him, he really seemed bothered that somebody would disrespect Harley, disrespect their team and their effort. like they got into his head.
That's an interesting question. I would be surprised if that was the case, but I was surprised to see him struggling the way he was.
Yeah. Well, and on the other hand, Eddie Krawick's not that kind of guy. You trash talk him, he's going to get better.
He's a Jersey guy.
There we go. Jamie?
Andrew Hines, all of the stuff going on here this weekend and in the past couple of weekends, all the trash talk, all of the competition. Is your head in the game for this weekend?
My head is definitely in the game, you know. I was a little acting like a rookie there in Charlotte last race. I wasn't able to shift on time. We were having all kinds of problems, and it just led to everything compounding. But we were able to get the win that first round there, which was huge for our team. And coming here with the fast V-Rod, you know, it makes all the difference in the world for some confidence going into these next few rounds. You know, the countdown is real tough out here. We got a lot of stout bikes stacked in the field, and we're just going to do our best to go out here and have a good time, but also have a couple fast V-Rods. And you know, it shows on our time ticket. Eddie and I both went 194.74 in that last run.
Harley's looking strong.
Well, there's kind of your answer too, isn't it?
Well, he's the former driver, Mike. Come on.
Well, the thing is, we talked about it last week. Some of that time is that trash talk can backfire because it just makes a good rider or driver mad and makes them do better. I had a number of crew chiefs who say, you know, you were a lot better driver when you were mad. So, you know, but it all depends on the individual, obviously. And I think Andrew Hines, you know, he just kind of probably got under his skin a little bit and says, you know what, I'm not going to take this anymore. And the best way is to fix this is to come out and kick some butt on the racetrack.
Well, Matt Smith has a new motor in this weekend. Matt, 2 rounds of qualifying complete. How is this bike?
This bike's fast. If we can get this bog out where we can 60 foot like we normally do, we should go right to the top. I mean, we're running speeds and back half numbers within about 5 to 6 thou of the Harleys, and that's huge. So we went home and we had a lot of power, more power on the dyno with the new heads, and I'm excited. We got to get the bog. We're learning tune up, so we should be good on Sunday.
You've got your teammates helping you out in the countdown. How much more confidence does that give you?
Oh, it's huge. You know, I got 2 blockers, so neither one's in the countdown, so they're both fast. One went 96 that time and another 95, so I think we'll be fine. They were 7th and 9th coming in the round. They might have got moved around a little bit, but we'll be okay come Sunday.
All right, Matt Smith and his defensive line looking strong.
And from Pro Stock Motorcycle, now to Pro Stock, where Vincent Nobile, Steve Kent are on the line. And Mike, I want to ask you hear about the drivers talking about front halves, back halves, 660 numbers. What are all these numbers that they're looking at, and really how do they correlate?
Well, you know, originally when drag racing started, it was just a quarter mile, and you got your time from the start to the finish at the quarter mile. Now we have incremental times. You have your 60-foot time, which is a launch, and then you have from 60 to 330-foot, 8th mile, and you also get your 8th mile speed. So they go back and they get sheets after every run, and they can see who's fastest and who's better in each sector on that particular run, so they can tell, okay, we need to fix this or try to make it run a little bit harder here, early or later, or whatever.
And we're looking at Pro Stock qualifying right now, and don't forget you got a track record sitting up there at the top.
Well, we're talking about Steve Kent in his first pair here. Roger Brogdon did some testing back right before Indianapolis in that particular car, and he found a number of items which they changed. Among them was the positioning of the shift light, the way it was mounted in the cockpit. They also changed the steering. Roger said he got into the car because Steve had virtually no experience until this season in driving one of these machines. He said the steering was offline. They found out that the parachutes were actually up in the airstream off the rear deck. They repositioned them. They also have the bell housing slightly mispositioned, or the belly pan, I should say, not the bell housing, so that it impinged on the steering column itself. So through a variety of these changes, it looks like it's really paid off for Steve Kent. As you see, Nobile and his crew here real happy with a 57.
Well, it moved them into the top 12, in fact, into the top 3. He's now number 3. Kent is now 9th.
Well, coming into this session, 656-57 by the KB Racing team, they were dominating until Vincent Nobile came up and makes a nice 657 pass, moving that number 3 spot.